Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join me and my co-host, Joseph.
Yellow.
Ian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're minus J. Hugh. Mm-hmm. But we're going to do a quick mini-episode recap review of Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 2.
Yep.
What is the name of it? A Night?
Well, it was
Night
it
of
was
the Seven
for,
Kingdoms?
It was
Night of
for
the
a
Seven
good while,
Kings.
just episode 69.
Yeah, they didn't want to tell us.
Many people
appropriate.
Many people just thought it was on HBO.
Where did you find that?
It was on HBO's website and Hulu and all the stuff. It didn't have the episode title. It just said episode 69.
That was the 69. I thought there was more than that.
Yeah, well, you could think of 7 didn't have a full 10,
Yeah.
so
The title ended up being A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
appropriate.
Indeed.
So this episode, entirely in Winterfell, if I'm mistaken.
Nope, absolutely, entirely in Winterfell.
Opens immediately with Jaime basically being on trial in front of Daenerys, Sansa, and Jon. Things go fairly his way.
Yeah, they go really
thanks
well, honestly.
To Brienne,
Yeah.
Tyrion, and Jon, and Sansa.
And Bran.
And
Bran doesn't say that
Bran doesn't do
Jamie
much.
threw him out the window.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't really remember how things happen in order of this episode.
Sure.
A bunch of people meet at a fireplace.
Yep. This is not a big action-y episode.
It's all dialogue.
It is all
Yeah.
dialogue.
I thought better dialogue than the first episode, for
You
sure.
weren't huge on the first episode.
No,
No.
I think this was much better written.
I like both of them, but I mean, this one it is all dialogue, which
Yeah.
I like because I mean that's one of the reasons I like Game of Thrones in the first place.
My issue with this episode is based entirely around the idea that the whole episode is a lot of people are going to die, and
Yep.
so it was a lot of foreshadowing of things that will not happen. So Missandei and Grey Worm talking about going to the beach. Not going to happen.
Yep.
At least one of them will die, if not both of them die. And my money is on Missandei dying. 2, Tyrion saying, I think we're going to win.
Yeah.
Is a death sentence for everyone in that room.
Yeah.
I fucking love that line though because it was such a tension cutter. I feel like
Yeah. It was pretty great.
it was pretty great.
That was my favorite scene, was that fireplace scene.
Everything about it was
Everything,
great.
everything in the fireplace.
My
scene was great.
God, how much of a treasure is Tormund?
Yeah.
Tormund is the best.
Tormund's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It just didn't, like, the first episode felt very, like, they were just doing fan service. That's what I felt. This one I felt was better written in that there was more going on, like, I really like Tormund's story. You know what I mean?
Why he's called Giant's
Yeah,
Bane.
like,
Yeah.
it was the kind of stuff that they haven't done in a while. Was they really sped up the pace, I thought. You know what I mean? It was just people sitting in a room talking.
I actually like it because I think they slowed down the pace a little bit. Everything, we've talked a lot about the travel issue and stuff like that. Things were just like, we're skipping to moments. I like that this was a whole episode in just hours before a moment.
Yeah.
Like, it's over the course of maybe like 12 hours. And I think that plays to its strengths.
No, absolutely. And I kind of feel like it almost feels like the last couple of seasons have been on fast forward, and now we finally reached the part we want to get to, and now we can slow down again. So there's still those logical gaps that we're never going to explain, but we've just made those assumptions and are pressing forward and are kind of going back to, the dialogue-heavy early season structure.
It felt very early season episode.
It did,
This
for
reminded me
sure.
of an early season episode.
I felt that way about both of them, but you're right. This one is really... I mean, I had a smile on my face almost the whole episode because every line of dialogue to me was great in this one.
And as we've talked about at this point, we're all payoff.
Yeah.
Everything is characters running into each other that we want to run into each other. And
Well, the big moment in the show is, of course, the Brienne being knighted.
Yes. Yep.
And again, that's payoff. You've waited for a long... Like, why in the hell did Renly Baratheon not do that?
Yeah.
To begin with, Renly wasn't even a rightful king, so he, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason him to be like, well, the law states.
I thought that's probably my favorite. Like, it hit me in the feels
No,
more than,
no, it's a
more than
beautiful
anything
moment.
that I can even remember. Like, Red Wedding's up there, but like, it hit me like I was like, oh yeah, this got me.
especially Brienne, who's so generally like stoic and serious, just she can't help but smile.
Yeah.
And
after
she had tears in her
Yeah,
eyes. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, it was she played that well. I thought it was well acted on her part.
My favorite Brienne moment is when her and Jaime are first talking, and she's like, "What's going on here? You've
Yeah.
never gone this long without insulting me." I will say that moment made me kind of rethink all my Jaime theories because I was like, I mean, Jaime's story kind of comes full circle.
Yeah.
In that moment where he truly does like a noble, good thing.
Yeah.
I figure you figure
he may
one
die.
one Lannister's going next episode because the other one's got to fulfill the prophecy. So I figure one of them's got to go, either Tyrion or Jaime.
You know, I was reading. We were talking about Wiki of Ice and Fire on the way here. I was reading Wiki of Ice and Fire this week, and the Valonqar prophecy is actually not in the show. When they do the flashback to Maggie the Frog, that one is not included.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not saying they're not going to do
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
but
Well, yeah, we can come back to theories a little bit later. What did we think about probably the most contentious scene in the episode.
Who Arya's side boob? Like, who didn't one of us say that was going to happen?
So Christian put this on record last week, and I'm blaming him for putting it out into the universe because I'm not sure it would have happened otherwise.
Look, I have two issues with it. I get it. Maisie Williams, 22. That part is fine with me. And the show says Arya is 20 years old. Okay, all that's fine. That's not my issue. My issue is that I don't feel like the writers really know who Arya is supposed to be, or like George R. R. Martin's like, oh, these things happen, and so we don't get the nuance that takes her to this character trait. We just suddenly have it. Mm-hmm. It's like an elevator that you're just getting the next floor, and you're not actually getting the elevator ride. Mm-hmm. And so it's hard to see the Arya, especially the Arya you get in season 1 and the Arya you get now. But it's even hard to see the Arya you got last season or 2 seasons ago, and, make these kind of decisions. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, I just wish I would be totally fine with a character in the show who, like, that need for a relationship or whatever wasn't necessary. I mean, and Joseph and I were talking about this. I'm kind of that person. I love my wife. I love my kids, but I'm a person who could totally be alone and be fine. And so I kind of thought Arya was that person on the show, and I really connected with her on that. And I guess that's not really true, but
yeah.
I will say one of the things that I did like about that scene is the gratuitous Gendry thirst shot that happened before that with him all like sweaty and grimy.
His shirt is like half undone,
glistening, and it was the most porno that this series has been in a while.
I like that Gendry was the sex symbol in that scene.
I could have went without that.
Is the
scene.
word you mean?
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have done that. I could have went without that scene.
I mean, look, it's better than Sansa getting raped, in my opinion. But
yeah, it made me uncomfortable. It did. I was like, I don't know if I like that. Because Arya was very asexual.
You knew what it was leading to.
She was very asexual, and all of a sudden she's like wanting to have sex, and she's taking her pants off, and her side boob. I'm like, I don't know about this. It was fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It just, I don't know. It didn't sit right in the moment with me. I was
that's what I'm saying. Like, the character traits didn't really line up. But.
I definitely think part of the problem is Maisie Williams still looks like she's like 12 or 13, despite the fact that she's in her 20s.
And the other guy's like, I think Gendry's like 32, I read.
He's in his 30s,
Whoa. I didn't know that.
So I don't know. It was fine. It wasn't like bad. It was just weird. I would say weird.
Weird
was the word.
Yeah.
And weird doesn't mean bad.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Unexpected.
Other?
I expected it.
I thought I didn't like Arya with the Hound. I thought that scene was one of the.
It was a little underwhelming.
Yes, what I thought too. Yeah. Like they didn't know what to say to each other almost. And I thought,
do like the Hound's retort.
Yeah.
Because I think one of Arya's problems is Arya can't see necessarily the good in people. So the whole, you never cared about anything. Like, why are you here? And he's like, I cared about you.
Yeah, he said that, yeah.
I thought that was a really good, because she was a child and she couldn't see and she was, blinded by anger. And
I mean, look, I think the interaction was kind of appropriate in the sense that, it's not like the Hound is going to, either one of them at this point is going to go on like a long monologue about their feelings for one another or anything. I feel like the quiet, masculine head nod version of acknowledgement is the best we're going to get.
I thought that because we're doing fan service at this point, I wanted her to be like, I fucking killed Maren Trant. Because he made fun of her for killing Sirio, for, her first, and she should have been like, I fucking killed Maren Trant.
That's actually a good point.
And I feel like they could have bonded on that because, that's all they ever talked about was killing people.
Yeah.
And she's never come forward with what a killer she is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like she could have came forward with him.
On that scene, man, is Barrack have a role anymore besides being annoying?
No, but every time he's on screen, I'm like, why doesn't this guy do voice work?
He's got a great voice.
He's got that great, deep, gravelly voice.
Barrack used to not be this, like, proselytizing, like, street preacher, but that's what he is now. Yeah. Every time it's the Lord of Light.
Yeah, he's taken over for Thoros and Mir.
He's kind of
Thoros died. They combined
he's kind of playing both parts there. What do we think about the general plan that we know of for the Battle of Winterfell?
It's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, my whole take, I texted you guys. I was like, dude, they're going into the crypt.
They're sending the women and the children
in the crypt where there's dead people, and this guy can raise the dead. Like, we're gonna see Caitlyn. I think we're going to see Lady Stoneheart.
I think you see Lady Stoneheart too.
100%. So that's Caitlyn Stark in the book. She's the leader of the Brothers Without Banners.
Right?
Yeah. So she becomes the leader of the Brothers Without Banners. She's like a zombie with her throat cut who can't talk, and they didn't do it in this. One of the only popular threads in the books that they didn't bring over to the TV show.
Her whole mission is to get revenge for the Red Wedding.
Yep.
And I think it's a good way that you can incorporate that really popular thing from the books in a cool way.
Yep.
Well, I think this is kind of a natural transition into what we think is going to happen next episode versus general theories, unless you have any other things that you want to talk about in this episode specifically.
I don't remember. The John and Danny moment went about as annoying as I thought it was going to.
I also liked the
Oh, I like the Sansa Danny moment.
I like the Sansa Danny moment also because it seemed like they were girl bonding, and then Sansa's like, "You're not getting the North back." And
I have grown to love Sansa Stark.
Yeah.
She is the only one who can call Danny out on her bull. And that was a great moment, and it's one of the things you were talking about, like Sansa being a great leader is like Sansa knows how to be like the ass kisser, and be cordial, and then can turn that like stern thing on in a moment, and she is one of the few people who I think truly cares about the North.
Yeah,
like Jon says he does, but Jon cares about everyone surviving the long night, and Sansa's like, I mean that's important. But I still want to know at the end of that, the North is protected.
I think Jon is a great leader of men. I think Sansa is a better ruler.
Ooh, that's a good line.
That's a good point. I like the Heartsbane going to Jorah.
Oh yeah, well,
Samwell. I thought that was cool.
That's a good transition into what we expect to happen because Jorah is gonna die.
Yeah,
everything about this episode was goodbye Jorah.
Yeah,
telling Dany she should trust Tyrion and try to make it up with Jon and Sansa, and then getting Heartsbane from Sam.
Yeah, he like wrote himself out of the story almost.
Yeah. He's gonna kill a White Walker, and then he's gonna immediately get stabbed by another White Walker.
Yeah.
And then he'll kill that one while he's dying.
Yeah.
Well, so the episode is leaning you that direction. I will say, I don't think it's an accident that Jorah gets a fucking sword named Heartsbane. So one of the things that I think is going to be a big part of the next episode, which is something that we haven't really encountered that much so far with the White Walkers, is that people are going to have to start fighting their dead friends and family. And I definitely think that's going to be something that comes up in the next episode.
You think we get some like cameos?
Yeah, no, I would.
I mean, Lady Stoneheart would be
but
Sean Bean without a head.
And I also think
carrying it in his arm.
I also think there's a very real possibility people will fall in battle and get back up.
For sure.
And so you'll have the same people coming back. Look, one of my big favorite theories, again, because I hate Dany as a character, has always been that Jorah is the fucking chosen one and will be driving the fucking sword through her heart.
I mean, he absolutely could. He could be Azor Ahai.
Right, when she turned into the Mad Queen or whatever. It's also possible that he does that same thing when she gets turned into a fucking White Walker. Because, again, he has a sword called Heartsbane.
Yeah, there's so
many.
Jorah
would be good.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know a lot of people are going to die next episode.
I don't think Dany's going to go next episode just because I don't. They set up that Jon Dany thing, and they're not going to resolve it next episode.
No, they're going to have the. Are we really going to talk about this right now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think they both have to survive to the next one. But I like that idea of a storyline.
If you guys had to pick 5 people to die, who would you pick?
Dany.
Brienne is definitely. Oh, you talking about who do I think's going to die?
Who do you think's going to die?
Brienne's definitely going to die.
I who I wanted to die. I mean, Jorah's pretty high up there.
Jorah, Brienne,
Podrick.
Yes, Podrick.
When did Podrick get movie star hair?
No.
That's what I didn't understand.
Well, that's the problem. We talked about this. Is Podrick has now completed his arc, right?
Yes.
He has achieved the most he will ever achieve, so he has to just get cut down in 100%. His prime.
Yep.
So Podrick is definitely dying.
My 5 would be Jorah, Podrick, Missandei.
Yep.
I really think Brienne's going to die. That's my number 1 because her whole arc finished on this episode too.
Brienne is likely
and
because
she's on the field.
You had such a great moment with her. It would be such a Game of Thrones thing to do.
She would have to die doing something crazy noble though, because it's hard to imagine even just a bunch of whites taking her out.
My other, and I don't want it to be true, but I think Jaime might die.
Yeah,
Theon's going to die.
Theon's going to die.
Yeah. I also
I liked Bran's interaction with Jaime in the woods, where the whole like, well, I would still be Bran Stark. Like that was the most human moment we've gotten out of Bran in 2 seasons.
Someone brought up this great point. There's a good moment in the episode where Tyrion just like drags up a chair and is like, "Let's chat, Bran. You fucking weirdo." Why don't we do that more? This dude has the absolute history of everything that's ever happened. You'd think that, I understand that he's kind of off-putting, but you'd think he'd just kind of want to know.
I read a theory this week that Bran dies and Tyrion would become the new three-eyed raven.
Oh, because he knows everything.
Because he knows things.
Yeah.
That seems like a stretch. But
I'm excited for the next episode. I think that's going to be...
So, yeah.
I like the battle episode, so I think it'll be cool.
It's going to be the longest on-screen battle ever, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something... I do think the crypt theory that we're tossing around is true. Because,
Definitely.
even in the promos for this season...
Arya's running from the crypt, right?
No, but even... They've all taken place in the crypt. Like, the previews have all been... They've shot the crypt...
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Stop. So, the crypt's where it's going to go down.
I definitely think it's a big part of it. One of the other things that people have pointed out over the past week is while we see several of the other White Walkers, we do not see the Night King or the dragons.
No, he's not in it at all.
So the question is he there and they just chose not to show him in that episode, or is he not part of the Battle of Winterfell at all?
Yeah, I hear that the theory I read is that Dany had that theory in A House of the Undying where she's in the throne room, King's Landing, and it's snowing and there's no roof, and that means that maybe the Night King has gone to King's Landing with a second army and is going to...
I mean, even if he just went with the fucking dragons.
Yeah, and just blow that up and kill Cersei, which is very possible. Yeah. You're right, it's very noticeable that he isn't there at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I think I had really thought about when watching it, but like within 30 minutes afterwards, I'm like, why didn't we see the Night King? And there's no dragon. Like, you would have thought the shot be, you see the dragon
the dragon flying over the armies.
But instead you see that, it's the one from the trailer, the horse hoof step down.
Because if the dragon was there, it would mess up this, like, because they're going to have a big battle scene. If the dragon's there blowing fire on Winterfell, that messes them all up, you know what I mean? So there's going to be something, it's going to subvert expectations. You're right. I don't think the dragon is at Winterfell.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know where he's at, but I do not think...
The idea of him going to King's Landing is very interesting.
Yep.
Because, I mean, you have the Golden Company there now. You have the Tyrell army, too, because I believe they took over...
Well, they got killed by the Lannisters.
Oh, you're right.
But I don't know. There's probably some left, you know what I mean? The other thing is when Bran...
Then they use them against Daenerys, and that's who Daenerys murdered, right? Because...
Well, no, I think... They paid off the Iron Bank when they stole the Tyrell's money when they gave away Castle Rock.
We're getting too in the weeds.
Yeah. But Bran's also seen a theory where like you see King's Landing in the shadow of the dragon. Mm-hmm. That sounds to me like very possibly. We always thought that was Dany and her dragon.
You're right. Yeah. It could be
probably
the
Night King and his dragon.
Very much could be.
It would make more sense. Do you think Bran's going to die with his? Something's going to happen with Bran because he's using him as bait. His whole thing is to get the Night King.
There's definitely something weirdly suspicious about the fact that Theon is guarding him in the garden. I don't know what's going on there, but there's something odd about that to me.
You think Bran like wargs into Theon and kills somebody?
That's what I'm not sure. I was thinking that because that dude is super powerful at this point. I suspect he could probably warg into things that are more mindful than Hodor.
Yeah,
it would be a very like Doctor Strange thing to go for Bran that way, like. Doctor Strange giving up the Time Stone in Infinity War feels a lot like Bran being like, put me here intentionally so that I may die and everyone can win. Because he does say, he says, how do you know there will be an after? Maybe he doesn't know because he can't see it because he's going to be dead.
Yep.
It's the Tachyons.
I don't know. I thought it was good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm excited for episode 3. I thought that was one of my favorite ones. It was all better than last season, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's better than the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, anything that happened last season was better than.
And genuinely, just Tormund on Brienne is the purest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I like that he was the first one to stand up and cheer for her. And
he's great. The Giant's Milk story was great. Like, he's
the big woman here.
Yeah.
As soon as he got into Winterfell.
And he's got those crazy eyes down so well. Oh,
yeah, that guy's awesome.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's good.
So actually, you know what? He might actually be on the table for people possibly going out.
He's gonna probably die.
That's gonna be.
I think almost everyone at that fireside
Ed
chat
is dying.
Yeah.
It was a nice moment.
Also,
for those
that
three.
was actually.
That's a callback all the way to episode 1.
Yep.
Or 2.
That was also some of the best actual Ed from the book.
Yeah.
Where everything that he says is kind of like a pithy, sad remark about the state of the world. Yeah, no, it was just a really solid episode all the way around.
A really great moment for Sam, too, to remind people of how much Sam has done for...
It's the hair, man.
They would all be dead if it weren't for Samwell Tarly.
It's brought him so much confidence.
I like when he's like, I've killed Thens, and he's like, a Then.
Go for it. We're done.
That's it? All right.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for just more content we have coming forward. We'll have the Avengers spoiler-free and spoiler-full review.
We need to stay on that when we do this after this.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Be true to it.
We're bad at that.
And we'll be back to our regular episode schedule next week. So thank you guys for listening. We'll do another Game of Thrones recap next week, most likely. If you want to get in touch with us, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at realphonies and on Instagram at real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.